And now for my loser this week, I have to take the Buffalo Bills. I like this team quite a bit. I love Josh Allen, but they just got absolutely dismantled by this Baltimore offense. And it was pretty much over right from the beginning of the game. As soon as Derrick Henry left that long touchdown, it effectively brought to light any questions that you had about this Buffalo defense. They were already thin at linebacker. Then, of course, you have the injury to safety Taylor Rapp in the middle of the game as well. That didn't help. And you could see it, man. I mean, Derrick Henry had almost 200 rushing yards and over 200 yards from scrimmage. Lamar, who only passed 18 times, didn't really have to do that much. Picked up a couple of touchdowns, 18 passing attempts. This Baltimore offense just kind of steamrolled their way through the game, beat up on the injured Bills defense, and took the game pretty handedly. And I think, this offense for Buffalo, it's been good so far this season, but they finally met their match in Baltimore. And right when you thought that maybe they could get back into it, they were looking like they were putting a drive together. They call that weird trick play where Josh Allen ends up fumbling, and it just kills that possession and it kind of kills the rest of the game for him. Bad play call, bad offensive performance all around. But for Buffalo, I do have hope that they can bounce back. They're supposed to be getting Matt Milano back at some point this season. That'll really shore up that inside linebacker spot. I think he's one of the best in the league when he's healthy. But at the same time, Von Miller, who's starting to look like a contributing piece of this defense, has now been suspended 4 games, violating the NFL's personal conduct policy. Some allegations, if they are true, I think 4 games is pretty light, but it's not for me to decide. That's up to the NFL. But yeah, as soon as he was beginning to contribute, sucks that he gets handed out the suspension. But again, if it is true, then tough for Von Miller, I guess. Tough for the Buffalo Bills. But yeah, it's hard not to pick the Bills this week, man. With all the hype they had coming in, it's just a tough loss against another contender in the AFC.
My loser for week 4 is the Cleveland Browns, who fell to 1-3 on Sunday with a 20-16 loss to the Las Vegas Raiders, who had just lost to the Carolina Panthers a week before that game. And for the Browns, this was a game that they were in. They were up 10-0 after the first quarter, but allowed 20 unanswered points to the Raiders. But the Browns would get a defensive touchdown early on in the fourth quarter as they recovered a fumble and took it for 6. But unfortunately for the Browns, they missed the extra point, so on their final drive, they had to score a touchdown instead of settling for a field goal to tie it. They made it deep into Raider territory, but were stopped on 4th and 3 to end the game. And we're only 4 games into this season, but it just feels like it's going to be a lost season for the Browns.
Wow, get the though. I don't bluff, bro. Aiming at your head.